You found the rest?
Yeah. You record that? It's recording? Right. There's a couple of things we've got to do today. Having now found some evidence of an aircraft, some parts of personal clothing effects, we sincerely believe that we've actually found the crash site of Lancastrr JB 141, and on a beautiful spring day like today with the sun shining, 13, 14 degrees, it's easy to forget that these parts came to rest here on a very cold winter's evening in January of 1944. Seeing things like the air hose bring home the personal side of the fact that this is where 7 young men and George Powell lost their lives in a terrible conflict that we'll never forget. And we've come here today not to celebrate war, but to commemorate the fact that these 7 young men were prepared to put their lives on the line for the sake of their beliefs and their country. It doesn't matter whether you think they were right or wrong, they made the ultimate sacrifice, and we need to thank them for that. The other thing I've got to do today is, because we know there were only 6 bodies that were recovered, there's still one missing, and we believe that to be Cyril Wheatstone, who was the wireless operator. You never know, that could have been Cyril's oxygen mask. You never know, you never know. But 78 years ago, Gene Gibson wrote him and the crew a poem. And I'll be doing the same for the rest of the crew at their grave sites tomorrow, but just for the sake of the missing airman, for the sake of Cyril, I'll read it out now, and I hope he's listening. Poem's called In Tribute to a Gallant Crew from a Grateful British Subject. Johnny and Norman, the Baron and Joe, Corny and Dinger and George are out in a bomber on every big show, their way through the flak they will forge. By Mia Bistu Shane is the Lancaster's name. It means what we think, you're the tops. Norm will pilot you through, John will aim his bombs true, until all this monstrosity stops. If they're hit by the flak, there is no turning back. They'll go on till the job has been done, and with all guns ablaze, they'll help put out that maze of searchlights with the Baron's rear gun. When wounded and torn, looking slightly forlorn, the bomber limps back with its crew. George will care for and tend every fresh battle scar, till once more she can fly in the blue. Then with Dinger, George, Corny, completing the crew, the cream of our land is displayed. We humble ourselves when we think of the courage and sacrifices you've made. Well, we're trying to help you by staying at home, looking after the things that you love. And we'll still be waiting when you cease to roam in those treacherous skies high above. That was Gene Gibson, or Gene Sweet, 1944. So if we could just have a little moment of reflection ourselves, just to take all this in. they shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Thank you, gents.
Well done, Reg, for the research.
Well done, mate. Cheers. Thank you, guys. Hold on. Right.
Let's have a look a little more.
Yeah, we found stuff over there, found stuff down here.
Just an observation of what we have found. I don't